Welcome back for another video in my Blind 75 challenge. We are taking 75 days to solve the LeetCode list of 75 most common coding questions asked in software engineering interviews, and today we're starting a brand new topic that we haven't covered before. We're going to tackle 6 of the most common questions dealing with linked lists, but before we get started, don't forget to click that like button and hit subscribe so that you can follow along with me, and if you feel so inclined, scroll down and leave me a comment. I want to hear from you. How much experience do you have with linked lists? You might be a beginner who's just starting out or an expert who uses them every day. Do you want to see more of these videos, or do you want me to switch it up a little bit? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. So with that, let's start our Blind 75 linked lists section, starting with question 206. It's called Reverse a Linked List, and it asks us this. Given the head of a singly linked list, reverse the list and return the reversed list. In example 1, it shows us the linked list with elements 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and of course it wants us to return 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Example 2 gives us a smaller data set. It gives us elements 1 and 2, and of course it wants us to return 2 and 1. Example 3, it doesn't give us anything, so we don't return anything back. So the solution for this one is fairly simple. If you've done any kind of swapping mechanism in, say, arrays before, it's the same kind of concept. We just want to keep track of the previous node, the current node that we're looking at, and then what the next node will be. And we'll just do a simple swap, and it looks like this. So we'll define a list node called previous, and we'll set that equal to null, and the reason for that is that we want the last element to still link to null for our next value in that element. Next, we'll have a list node called current, and we'll just set that equal to the head. And then we'll loop while current is not equal to null. And inside this while loop, we're going to do our swapping mechanism. So we'll say list node next equals current.next, and then current.next is going to equal previous, previous is going to equal current, and then of course current is going to equal next. And then finally, when we've broken out of that while loop, we're just going to return previous. Let's go ahead and run that and see what it gives us. Great, so as you can see, it's super fast, it's not really that complicated, and of course each question is going to build on this concept of swapping these nodes around. So that just about does it for our first question about linked lists. This of course is one of the easier ones, so don't get confused and think that it's going to be this easy every single time. But of course, the more of these questions that we tackle, the more concepts that we can learn for solving the more difficult ones. If you like this video, again, please hit like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video as we continue on our journey to solving the 75 LeetCode questions from the Blind 75 challenge.